If you are interested in transferring coursework back to USD to count towards your degree, please look at the My Academics tab on My San Diego, which has a transfer articulation box. Here the screenshot is of the box scrolling down a little bit to get to the continuing students section. Once you start at USD, you are a continuing student and you need to petition to transfer credits before you enroll in any off-campus classes. By doing this, you will make sure that the class will count at USD in the way you intend before you spend any time or money taking the course. Here you can see links to current transfer equivalencies that USD already has with some courses and some institutions. If you do not find the class you want to take on these lists, you can move down to use the request to take an off-campus course not in the database link. All of the requirements for transferring coursework back to USD can be found in the USD undergraduate course catalog. Here are some of the basics. Once you have started at USD, you can transfer in up to 18 units. Of these 18 units, only 10 can be counting toward the core curriculum. That is essentially 3 core classes. All of these units must be taken before your senior year at USD. This is called the residency requirement. If you decide you want to try to transfer in coursework after you reach senior status, you will also need to request a waiver of residency and have this approved by the dean's office before the coursework can be transferred back. You should always submit your request to transfer a class before you take it. This allows you to understand how the course will transfer to USD before you spend any time or money taking it. The first step is to look at the databases of classes that have already been approved for transfer. It is much easier if you find a class on this list rather than filling out all of the information yourself. You can find this database either by USD course or by external institution if you know what institution you want to take a class at. You look at these databases, and if you find a class that you want to take, there will be a link next to the class that you can click on to indicate that you want to take this class and transfer it back to USD. We'll also indicate how it will transfer to USD and if it has any core attributes. If you don't find the class you want to take in this database, you can move on to the request to take an off-campus course not in the database link and submit all of the information about the class you want to take. Both of these forms will first go to your academic advisor to make sure that taking a transfer class is appropriate for your graduation plan, and then it will go to the department chair of the relevant discipline to determine how the course will transfer. You will receive emails along the way indicating that the form has been submitted or moved on to the next person. What you really need to check for is your final approval email that indicates how the class will transfer. Most coursework will transfer to USD from an accredited institution, but that doesn't mean it's going to transfer or count for the core attribute or major attribute that you hope it will. So please check your final approval email to make sure you can see how the course will transfer. This is telling the registrar how to articulate the course after you take it and submit your transcript. After you take the class, you must earn a C- or higher, and you cannot take the class pass-fail. Then have your official transcript sent to USD, and the registrar will line up that transcript with your approval forms, including the transfer articulation form and a waiver of residency form if needed, and then add your coursework to your degree works audit. This may take several weeks to accomplish, depending on when you send in the transcript and how busy the registrar's office is. Transfer courses do not count in your US GPA, but they will count towards your graduation requirements. One thing to keep in mind is that community college courses are considered lower division because they represent coursework taken within your first 2 years of a degree. Even if the title of the course is similar to an upper division course at USD, it will not transfer as equivalent to that upper division course. If you are looking for upper division credit in the core or major, the course you transfer in must be taken as upper division at a four-year institution. If the other four-year institution indicates that this course is upper division, it will transfer as upper division to USD. In terms of the psychology major, this means that community college coursework will not fulfill upper division requirements in the psychology major. If you want to transfer in a psychology course for upper division credit, it needs to come from a four-year institution.